Hey everyone, Val here, and I am in a collab, and this is an October collab, and we are doing Crocktober, which is to put together a crock pot meal and share it with everybody out there so that we can share our crock pot meals together. So for my crock pot meal, I got some lamb chops. And these are what they look like. I got there's about 1.5 pounds here. And I went on the internet to see what kind of a crock pot meal I could find with it. And I'm taking their recipe and I'm altering it a little bit. So everybody that's doing this collab, I'm going to put a link to them in the description box below. So please go and check out their channels and see what they came up with. We did a September soup in September collab with the same group of people, and this was started by Joan over at Joan's Pointed Plate, and it went very well, and there were some fantastic soups. So I can't wait to see what people come up with for their crock pot meals. So let's get started, shall we? Alright, so my ingredients are going to be, and this is a little bit different from the recipe that I did find online, but like I said, I have my 1.5 pounds of my lamb chops. I have, they called for red wine, but I'm going to use some cooking sherry, and it tastes good because I just tried a little, just to make sure it was still good. I'm going to be using some Italian seasonings. Now they called for some thyme, some rosemary, and some basil. I don't have rosemary in my kitchen. It's not a spice that I use a lot. But I went on the internet and I looked up to see what to substitute for rosemary, and it said any of the ingredients like oregano or basil would work. This has oregano in it. It has some thyme, some basil, some parsley flakes. There's a little bit of everything in here. And the substitutions were in the Italian line of spices. So I'm just going to go ahead and use the Italian seasoning and replace everything with the Italian seasoning. It has coarsely ground pepper, and it has salt, and I'm going to use my pink Himalayan salt. There we go. And it's calling for some cornstarch if needed. Some people in the comments put that they didn't need cornstarch because it was thick enough without it. I'm going to have it on hand just in case, but it was calling for tapioca starch. And people did say they substituted cornstarch, and other people said they didn't use the starch at all. So I'm going to see how it comes out. I have an onion from my garden, and I have some honey. This is local honey because it's calling for honey, and also calls for 4 cloves of garlic, and I'm going to use the already minced garlic that I have in my refrigerator, which I forgot to pull out. So let me do that now, and we're going to get this started. Okay, so it's saying to take the onion that's roughly cut, which I have there, and 1/2 cup of your red wine, and to put it, and there we have it. Let me face you down just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the bottom of the slow cooker, and I've turned the slow cooker on low, so it's already turned on. I'll put my bowl aside here, and I'm going to spread these onions out a little bit here. So I'm going to let that go ahead and get warmed up while we're finishing the other steps here. I'm going to face you guys down into my bowl so you can see what I'm doing. And let's get the rest of this put together. All right, can you see there okay? There is another ingredient that I forgot, and that was the Dijon mustard. I don't have Dijon mustard, but I do have a nice horseradish mustard. So we're gonna give it a shot and see what happens with that. So I'm gonna make my mixture in here, and it's saying to whisk together the honey. Let me get a little whisk. Whisk together the honey, and it's calling for 3 tablespoons of honey. So let me get that out there. 1, 2. We love honey. So this we will like. I think the honey base in here. And my hands are clean. So let me get that off because everything is going to stick to this. I think I am probably going to go get another tablespoon so that all of my other ingredients don't stick to that one. I have this beautiful tablespoon set that I bought when I was in the islands. Isn't that cute with the turtle, and it's got a starfish on there and a fish and a seahorse. So anyway, so it's saying lemon juice, and I need 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. I have Food Lion lemon juice. Sorry, I just didn't read all these ingredients and have this quite ready, but I'm gonna go with it. So 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. All right, it's calling for 4 cloves of garlic. So I have my minced garlic here. So I'm gonna do, maybe just do a nice tablespoon of that. That's probably about 4 cloves. I don't wanna over spice it. Now it's saying the rosemary, the basil, and the thyme. It's calling for 1 tablespoon of rosemary, 1 tablespoon of thyme, and 2 tablespoons of basil. So like I said, I'm going to use the pre-mixed, and it is calling for 2 teaspoons of basil. So I'm going to do maybe total of 4 teaspoons of the mixed spice. I think that'll be plenty. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put that in. I know I don't cook like everybody else. I have my own style of cooking, but there's a little method to my madness. It usually comes out pretty good. So excuse me for not being a by the book kind of person. That's not what I am. I just kind of cook as simple as I can. I'm gonna put some ground pepper in there. I will put this menu, the proper menu, in the description box below if anybody wants to try the proper menu. It's calling for a teaspoon of the pepper and a teaspoon of the salt. So I'm just gonna, I don't use a lot of salt when I cook, so I'm not gonna try to over salt it, but I'm just gonna put some salt in it. So it's calling for the honey, the mustard. Did I put much? I haven't put the mustard in there yet, but the mustard is 2 tablespoons of the mustard. So let me get a nice 2 tablespoons out of there. There we go. Honey. Honey, mustard, lemon juice, garlic, thyme, rosemary, basil, pepper in a bowl. All right, and that's what that's looking like. Now it's saying to put in a 1/4 cup of tapioca starch. A lot of people said they don't think they need it, that it didn't really need to be that thick, but I'm going to add maybe a 1/2 teaspoon to see if that'll thicken this up. It's not, to me, terribly thin or terribly thick, but I'll put that in there just to see, because this is going to make our sauce. Alright, so we've got our sweet onion and our red wine in the crock pot already. So we put in the honey, the Dijon mustard, the lemon juice, the garlic, the thyme, rosemary, basil, salt, pepper, and the cornstarch or tapioca starch, either way. So our mixture is ready to go. So what we're going to do is dip the lamb chops into the mixture until it's fully coated and place it in a single layer over the red wine onion mixture in the slow cooker. And then when we're done, we're going to pour the remaining honey mixture over the top. And we are going to cook this for 4.5 hours. And that should put it right about when Steve should be getting home. So my hands are clean. I am going to take these lamb chops, and they look beautiful. And it says to massage the stuff in there really good. I think that these are room temperature. It does say to try to use room temperature. Let me move you over to my slow cooker over here. You can see that. I don't think this will go down any farther, but I'm gonna lay those right on top of my onion and sherry or red wine. And I bet this is going to be good. I have not tried this recipe before, but I'm excited to try it. Now, we've had leg of lamb before, and we like it. So, as long as it's cooked nice and tender, I think Steve is going to really like this. I'm going to be making some rice on the side so that we can have this with a little bit of rice. And I'll try to find a vegetable. I think that would go nicely with it. And we'll see what I can find. All right, so we have all of our lamb put in there. And then I'm going to take the remaining mixture and pour it over top of my chops. I'll make sure I get that in there evenly. Smells good too. I like the smell of the mixture. All right, get over those lamb chops. All right, so rinse off my hands. I'll put the cover on it. And we're gonna cook it on low for 4.5 hours. And we'll come back and show you how it turns out. Okay, the chops are done. I'm gonna put them onto the table and steam up the camera, and we're gonna give them a shot. It's all served up on a bed of rice. That's mine, and I have some beets on the side. That was our vegetable of choice. Steve put his chops on the side of his rice. He's gonna give it a try. Hi, Steve.
Hi.
All right, so we got lamb chops for dinner. Are they tender?
They seem to be.
It's a slow cooker recipe I got offline, and I've kind of changed some of the ingredients. Just a little.
Of course.
Because I had to go with what we had. So what's the verdict?
It's good.
You like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any special tastes you can taste in there?
No.
I'm gonna try it.
Not as good as the ones I had in St. Lucia at the Indian restaurant, but that's good.
Well, it's not Indian flavors. Okay. I think it turned out wonderful.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you all for watching. Give the recipe a try, either my version or their version. I'll put it in the description box below. Give us a thumbs up for the video. Check out all the other participating channels. Subscribe if you're not subscribed and you want to. And we'll catch you on the next video. Look how wonderful that looks. All right. Yay.